So I want to warn you guys, today the cards start off slow, but the plot twist is actually crazy. The person you're thinking about sees you as the ultimate one. They're only silent right now because they're gathering the confidence to drop their actual truth. So stay tuned and let's unwrap exactly what they're doing in the shadows. So we're going to start off with the overall energy of the cards. So we have a fork in the road, card number 13. TikTok, card number 30. Truth Be Told, card number 14. And Purity. So what's coming to mind right off the bat is this month, the month of September, something is going to be revealed to you. Something that's holding you back and you've been kind of probably maybe feeling some guilt. Now this can be vice versa. So if you came to this reading looking for love and like the decision that you needed to make, then you need to come clean about something. However, and it could be your true thoughts and feelings, you might not feel as connected to this person anymore, and you're just wasting your time continuing to kind of do the same cycles over and over again. Or they're actually going to come clean to you about something, okay? So when I look at these cards, I feel like everything is about decisions. You have a choice. You get to decide. And I feel that you are actually kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve. You have possibly opened up to somebody. And you know what? Let me actually rephrase that. I feel like you have given somebody an ultimatum, like, let's get married, or we need to move in, or we need to go to the next step, we need to make it official. And you opened your heart up to somebody, and you were your authentic, pure self. You showed who you really were. And now you're at a fork in the road because you're waiting, and you're like, tick tock, tick tock. And I feel like you're in a very innocent time, like you're not going out, you're not doing things to make them jealous, you're not doing anything to provoke them in any way, but you're waiting patiently. And I feel like you've kind of been waiting, and you're like, okay, what should I do? Where do I go next? Tick tock, tick tock. And with truth be told, I don't react when people mention you. So this person might be coming off aloof, like they don't care, or they might be scared to show their feelings. But if they don't react when people are mentioning you, they're aware of their feelings and what you bring to them. I feel you even though we are apart. So they're missing you right now. And I really feel like you spoke your truth and you're waiting for them to speak theirs. Maybe you confronted them about something, or maybe you weren't feeling right about a situation, or something just felt off to you, is what I'm getting. And in that, you showed your true self and you put your heart on the line, and you're waiting for them to respond. So many things remind me of you. So I feel like your person's really missing you right now, and they feel like they're in a fork in the road. You have set some really strong boundaries with them. You were your authentic self. You put your heart on your sleeve. You took off all the masks, and showed them exactly who you are and what you want. And I feel like you have a deep connection with them, and you feel it intensely, and you're wondering if they feel it too. And for September, I feel like you guys are with the eclipse energy. So the eclipse energy wants us to kind of slow down, right? Slow down and reveal to us what it is that we truly want in our life. Many times we're in relationships that don't work out, and we know they're not going to work out. We're not even in love with them. We might not be that attracted to them, but we just kind of continue to do the things over and over again because they are comfortable to us, because we know what to expect. And I feel like this person is really missing you, but they're not telling you that. And you're kind of waiting, like, okay, I said my piece, now it's your turn. And they're really closed off. And we're going to go ahead and see what the tarot has to say. So, right now we have the Three of Cups. So, celebrate with your friends, do what you need to do for yourself. Take time to put all that energy and love into yourself as you have been that person, and give them that space and that time for them to come to their own realizations. I know that right now you might feel like you're left out in the cold. The holidays are coming up. I know it's still summer, but we have that vibe, right? Pumpkin spice. It's about to be Halloween. Everybody went back to school, and it's starting to get darker earlier. And that time of year always brings that feeling of comfort. I want to have my person. I want to cook. I want to bake. I want to snuggle on the couch. Um, and I feel like you're in your King of Wands energy, or you see them as the King of Wands. So they could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag, and you could be a fire sign as well. But right now, for you to get out of the feeling of I'm missing out, what's he doing? What are they thinking? Are they missing me? Stay in your own power by hanging out with your friends. And, you know, at first I thought that the King of Wands represented the person that you're thinking about. But they see you as the King of Wands. So you could be male or female, it does not matter. You could be a fire sign, but you are fiery, you're passionate, you are strong, determined, and you have told them already, this is how I feel. I want it to work. But if it doesn't work, then I'm going to be okay either way, because you know who you are. You've already accepted who you are. You've accepted your things that make you unique. You, and I feel like with the purity card, I keep thinking like we're going into fall. The leaves are going to fall. And why do we say the word fall or harvest? We say that because the leaves fall away, things die off so new things can come in. And you're ready to see what's going to happen either way. And I feel like you're really at peace, and you're kind of just doing your own thing. And you might have moments of feeling where you might have moments where you feel a little left out, a little sad, a little out in the cold. But at the end of the day, you are surrounding yourself with other people who are speaking life into you. But they have a fear that you're going to walk away from them. But I also am getting that they're more fearful of showing you how they really feel or telling you how they really feel, and then you still walk away. I feel like they see you as above them. They see you as well established, put together. They see you as the King of Wands and the Temperance. And you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, or you could be a Sagittarius, because it's a fire sign. And then you have the King of Wands and the Temperance card right next to it. And the Temperance represents a Sagittarius. So if you're dealing with the Sagittarius, that's double confirmation, okay? But they're really in fear that you are going to walk away from them, or maybe you don't see them as special as they see you. And they are probably working a lot right now, trying to stay distracted. I want to say that you were so authentically yourself, they were kind of not, I don't want to say jealous, but they wish that they had the courage to say and do the things that you have said and done. They really put you in high regard. When I see the Seven of Pentacles, I think to myself, he's working really hard, and he's kind of thinking like, gosh, I have so much more to do. I only have this one pentacle. I still have to work on the rest of these. But I strongly feel like they have to work on the rest of these pentacles so they can catch up to where you are. And this is creating an internal conflict with them. And they feel like this is also in turn creating an outer conflict, an external conflict with you, okay? So I don't react when people mention you. I feel you even though we're apart. And so many things remind me of you. So they're missing you. They're thinking about you. They're just in a little bit of fear, and they're not ready to make that next move because they're scared. They're scared that you don't need them. They're scared that you don't see them in the light that they see you. And I pulled past life cards for this reading as well because I feel like this love reading had something to do very strongly with cycles and with these cards, the karmic relationship. So you guys, and then when I see this picture, it looks like, the 40s or the 50s. They're in love. And I feel like you've done this round with this person before, and that's probably why they feel so familiar to you. And that's probably why you feel like your heart is on a sleeve, time's ticking. We have two paths to go on. Are you going to change? Are you going to show up as the man or woman that I want you to be and that I need you to be and that I know you can be at your full potential? Or are we going to repeat the same cycle for one more lifetime? So I feel like you could be a little upset. You could have used some fiery words. But Spirit's asking right now for you to use your wisdom. So when you think about this relationship, what does it tell you? Has it taught you something about yourself? Is it somebody that you know you can't live without? Or is it something that feels familiar to you because you know you've been down this road before? And sometimes we're attracted to partners that we've been with in past lives because they feel familiar. And even if that familiarity is not the best, we're still attached to them in some ways because we have to learn that cycle. We have to learn to pass that test. But I strongly feel like you wore your heart on your sleeve. I feel like you're patiently waiting and you're like, okay, time's ticking, time's ticking. Are we really going to go into the month of September and us not have any clarification? And I'm feeling like this situation happened like maybe at the end of June or the beginning of July. So in your mind, you're like, this was supposed to be resolved in summer. Now we're about to go into fall. All right. And then from the Lover's Oracle, we have a new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And reflection. Give each other some space at the moment and trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. So in the month of September, your person is going to finally come to the point of where they're like, I miss this person so much. They're going to get the courage. Now, they have to do the work first. I feel like you have done the work. And right now, what you guys both need to work on is allowing the space for you guys to heal and for you guys to come to a place of understanding and move past your fears. So this reading is really positive because the person on your mind sees you as somebody out of their league, and they just need to get the courage because like five of cups, they know that they're missing out by not being with you. They do really miss you. And you guys might be in contact. You guys might be talking. I don't feel like there's any separation here. I feel like you have just kind of said how you feel, said what you needed to say, and now you're waiting on them. And you're having to give yourself that time to reflect and to allow them to reflect. But with the past lives, the karmic relationship, and then wisdom, it's like, what are we going to do different this time so we don't repeat the same cycle? Because our karmic relationships are here to teach us something. And yeah, look, we have the 10 of cups. So your person wants this 10 of cups with you. They want the family. They want the life beyond their wildest dreams. They want all of that just as much as you do. They have some blockages that they need to work through before they can actually tell you that. And they have some fears. And wow, so we have 3 right here. So we have the 6 of Wands. So they feel like you are celebrated, you're loved, you have many friends, and maybe they don't have that many friends. They see you as like the queen or the king walking or riding in their chariot down the street and everybody applauding them. They see you as the prize and they want that new beginning with you, but they have to deal with some codependencies, okay? They have to deal with some negative, toxic mindsets that's holding them back. And with karmic relationships, so we're both in a karmic relationship, you guys are both here to learn a lesson about yourself so you guys can go forward and teach others how to heal those lessons. And intuitively, you know that. So with the high priestess, your intuition is speaking to you loud and clear. And that might be why you're a little impatient, because you're like, hello, I know that we are going to move past this. Can we hurry up and get there? But they still have their cycle that they need to deal with. You have put in the work and you kind of laid the path for them to follow, but now it's their turn to walk the same path that you did, okay? And the devil can represent the Capricorn card. So one of you guys might be a Capricorn. Okay, but I really feel like they need to let go of their toxicity in some way. And now it could be their mindset. It could be their fears. It could be the trauma that you guys carry within your souls from your past lives, right? Yeah, so with the Seven of Swords, it's like maybe you came clean with your truth and they're just not ready to come clean with theirs. They're still holding something back. They feel like they're carrying a load of things. And I want to say they're walking around with guilt and shame. They may have hurt you. They may have deceived you in some way. And they feel like they have to fight. They feel like they have to fight for you, but they don't know if they're worthy of you. And what's interesting is with the King of Swords, I feel like the King of Swords is like, you know, very stern. They will tell you it like it is. They'll tell you the truth. You know, they're thinkers. They're very in their mind, very logical and analytical. And your person might be like that. And they might be really wanting to show up as somebody that's more emotional, like the King of Cups, right? But they don't know how to do that. And that's what is creating their instant conflict. And look, we have the Seven of Pentacles again. So that's double confirmation. So one of you might be an earth sign, but they feel like they have so much work to do before they can be ready to be the person that they need you to be. And they know that they have to go through a death and a rebirth. They have to transform. And that's hard. And that does take time, but they are aware, okay? They are aware. All right, Spirit. So let's get some more clarifiers, please. So in the month of September, what is going to be the overall love outcome for the person that is on our viewers' mind? Please allow me to be as clear and concise without any blockages. Oh, so a bunch of cards flip, but we're just going to take the Sun, okay? Oh, and we got the Hermit. You know what? We'll take them all. All right, so how'd they come out? Let me see, where was it? Sun. Okay. So the first card that I saw was the Sun. So overall, you're going to have a good outcome. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck, okay? And you are, I feel like you're going to reconnect with your inner child. You're going to heal the wounds inside of you that you have been trying to heal for so long. And right now you might be kind of like, I want to say you're teeter-tottering. You're like, have I really healed, or am I going to let him back even though he hasn't changed, or, you know, him or her, okay? You might feel like they're lying to you. You might feel like there's a third party, or you might feel like there's something that you're not aware of. But with Three of Pentacles, I also can see it as you might take the next step, and you're just waiting for them. Okay. And with the King of Pentacles, I feel like this is your energy, okay? Either that or they want to show up as the King of Pentacles. And I feel like they do feel like the King of Swords, very analytical, very logical in their mind. It's hard for them to connect their emotions. So they might have some wounds, and they might not really, they might want to change, but they don't know how to change. They don't know what steps to take. And they don't feel like they can take the same steps as you, because you guys might have different situations, okay? And with the Hermit card, so that is a clear sign to me in the month of September, something major is going to change. Something is going to be revealed. And I want to say that your person is finally having the courage to take the steps that they need to take so that way they can come to you in the version that they want to come to you as. And one thing that I do admire about this energy that I'm tapping into is that they're not going to come to you with any fake. They're not going to put on a mask. They are going to go within and kind of like hibernate until they can show up as the person that they know that you deserve. Not that you need, but that you deserve, okay? And that's the King of Pentacles. They know you deserve longevity. They know you deserve stability, fairness, and they want to give that to you. And right now they're feeling heartbroken. They're sad without you. And sometimes when we decide to choose ourselves over somebody else and we don't abandon ourselves, right? They are feeling heartbroken without you. And one thing I would like to share, I know it doesn't go across the board for everybody, but women, we fall in love with closeness. We fall in love with gestures and the happy moments that we share with you. Men fall in love in distance. And a lot of times, if they have that distance and they have that space to reflect and to miss you, it can trigger them to actually follow through with what they need to do to work on themselves because they see you as the Empress. They see you as the person that they want to spend their life with and the mother of their future children. And you guys might have children, but I strongly feel like it's not yet. There might be one on the way soon. But when you guys reconnect, it's going to be beautiful because I truly feel like a lot of times with karmic relationships, yeah, they're here to teach us a valuable lesson. But if we both learn the lesson, they could very well be our divine counterpart. And they know that it's going to take a lot of work and they have to get on it. And I truly believe that they are working on it right now. And, I want to end this reading with a card from the Moonology because it's calling out to me right now. And even though I didn't plan on using it, I feel like there's a message in there for you. So let's see what we have. What message do we have that will go a little bit deeper? But I just want to tell you, for you guys to stay mindful, stay present. I know you're going to miss them. You're going to have some moments, And I don't feel like for all of you, you're in full separation. You guys might still be talking, but it's just not the same as it once was. You're really trying hard to stick to your boundaries. And please do, because they admire that about you. That's why they see you as the Queen of Pentacles. That's why they're trying to that's why they see you as the Empress. They want to be better for you. And that's beautiful, right? That's super beautiful. And they have a fork in the road. They get to decide, are we going to repeat the cycle one more time? Or are we going to change? And I feel like they're changing. And the month of September is going to show that. All right, Spirit, you called me to these cards. Which one is it? Oh, cut the deck. Okay. There it is. All right, it says, you're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon. And I just mentioned that with karmic partners, you're here to teach each other very valuable lessons, but that doesn't mean if you guys both don't heal, or if you guys both do heal, they can't actually be your divine counterpart. It's just most people don't like to do the work, but I feel like you have done the work. You've worked really hard, and now they're like, hey, I need to step it up, and I need to do the work too. And allow them that space and that time, okay? Because it's not easy to change, All right, so you're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon, or the gibbous moon. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? And pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card with a neat yes or no. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet be required before you get what you want. Though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there's also a sense that the situation is a bit tense. So don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow up. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know there's a fuse attached to the situation, so be careful if you choose to light it. Attune to the moon. I know that I'm on the right track. Additional meanings. Now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project. You need to get back into good, healthy habits. And the teaching. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. She looks like she is bulging because she's almost a full moon, so she's nearly fully rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle, and as such tends to be rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. Oh, I love it. So that clarifies exactly what I said in the reading. There is hope for this situation, but we have to be mindful. If we want to light the fuse or we want to kind of add some fuel to the fire, then we need to be prepared because you guys have repeated these cycles before. And this time we want you to use your wisdom. Spirit is asking, use the wisdom within you. Use the wisdom within you. So this time you guys can break free from the chains that have bound you for cycles. And you're almost there. You're almost there. You're bulging, right? You're about to be the full moon. And I think that in September, what's going to happen is you might have to, have some patience. But if you want that new beginning, allow them the time to reflect, because when they have that space, they're definitely going to come back with being their best self, the person that they feel that you deserve, okay? All right, you guys. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, okay? I'll see you later. Bye. If you guys enjoy watching me shuffle, here you go. So this reading was originally going to be a pick a card out of 3 decks. However, after I finished the first reading, I realized that